Stacey and J Sbu, East Coast Radio.
So we yesterday had to address the elephant in the room. That was only because we were lucky enough to get into East Coast Radio to do the show because it was completely gridlocked outside. Why? Because there is one time's petrol station next door to the studio, and never have you seen that many people at one petrol station in your living life.
That was chaotic, man. So this was on the back of us having a conversation about the fuel hikes and how this is going to affect our, cost of living. And we shared with you that, petrol's going to go up 3 Rand 6 cents and diesel in increments of just above 7 Rands. And we wanted to know how this is going to affect you. And you seemed pretty affected.
My name is Odelia. That's crazy because it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect the price of food, transportation for people who take public transport. It's going to affect everything. As you can see, it's a circus currently. Our salaries haven't increased to accommodate for that. Everything is going up, but our money is still staying the same. Months ago, when the initial petrol story broke, I went to the other one down at the bottom in Amshlanga and there was no petrol there, so I had to come here. But I also went to the engine and there was no petrol there, so both the garages didn't have any.
So my name is Uko Melapi. Honestly, I'm actually quite concerned and worried because of these increases in prices. Because we are dependent on our cars for mobility to move from places to places. For example, now with these increases, I'm not sure if I'll be able to come to work or have any sources of movement. So it is quite concerning, both financially, because I don't think we'll be able to maintain these increases. Yeah.
I know that I'm fine. I'm more worried about the cost of public transport for everybody else. I actually didn't realize that it was going up this week. I thought it was next week. And so I am actually on empty, and I'm just relieved that I got here. But yeah, I'm just really concerned that everything else is going to go up and people won't be able to, afford to really get to work and make it through the month. That's more where my concern's lying at the moment.
Well, I'm not going to pull 2,000 Rand. I'm going to pull 400 for the moment. But as I just said, I'm a pensioner and I can't afford it. I actually use my petrol just only to church and back. It's disturbing. It's really disturbing because, everything else is going to go up. Whether it's an Uber, whether it's a normal taxi, whether it's a bus. What about the groceries? All that's going to go up. I'm very, very upset. Really. What can be done about this? Nothing. Really.
Nothing.
Yeah, guys, O's are not jawling. Now, almost every community in and around, I would imagine, the country, but specifically we're worried about KZN here, was on a literal and stuck in a form of a gridlock yesterday. From midday through to midnight. Despacito for diesel, Despacito for petrol, and it was a nightmare. And obviously the reason why this was happening is because you are very well aware, in case no one's told you, there's not a shortage. We're not dealing with a shortage of any of the aforementioned items.
Cupcakes confirmed that yesterday.
Yeah, so that's not an issue. So if you heard that, cancel the thought, perish it even. It was more about the price of it. We are now here on the 1st of April, and alas and alack, it is too late. Now, for those of you who found yourselves either stuck in traffic, in that gridlock, for those of you who sat for hours in queues, for those of you who have petrol stations and filling stations close to where you live and you couldn't get into your driveway, we're trying to get a sense of what yesterday was like for you, your personal experience. Did you avoid all of it? Did you fill up 3 days ago and you're like, you should have planned better? What was yesterday like for you? Were you okay? Did you get home on time? I, for example, live 2.5 k's down the road and it took me 27 minutes to get home because people were driving in oncoming traffic, making U-turns because all these petrol stations had...
that was wild, man. So
no petroleums.
It was indeed a weird day yesterday, but uncomfortable for a lot of people. So we want to hear from you, man. 087-086-9495. Otherwise, you can send us a voice note on 061-795-95... 061-792-95... What's going on?
Do you need some petrol?
Who's now? I need to be fueled. 061 792. Don't look me in the eye. 9495. Almost read out my number, babes.
Hi, guys. So I pulled petrol yesterday in the morning, so there was no issues. But I guess people that filled petrol in the day or at night later on yesterday experience problems. So if you were late, then you had all that to deal with.
Hi, Stacey and J Sbu. This is Saskia. Well, my situation with the fuel, I recently purchased a new vehicle, so the dealership that was planning my delivery, I contacted them yesterday and I said, please can you fill it up before the price increase? And when I get to the dealership to do my delivery, I will pay the difference of whatever it was. So today I pitched up for delivery and my tank was full, and I asked the guys, so are you not going to bill me for it? And they were like, no, it's on the house. So I have a full tank of fuel in a new car, which is going to last me until God knows when the next scare is, but hopefully it carries me.
How's it goes? Fortunately, yesterday morning I went into the garage and there was one car inside. I filled my car up and I left. That was at 6 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of forward planning, no queuing required. Funny enough, this morning, the same two cars were at the garage at the same time. So yeah, plan ahead.
Oh man, the garages were packed yesterday.
Also, like, these are all the people who were the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts.
They know how to move.
Guys,
they know how to move.
If you don't, failure to plan is planning to fail. So, I hope that now that petrol costs what it does and the diesel costs what it does, we will all resume normal programming. But we reiterate, there will be no shortages of anything. So if anybody is trying to tell you that, please go and correct everybody in the WhatsApp groups. We're going to be fine. I mean, we'll be able to get to the end of the month? ? But there will be resources available. So if you want the latest and the most accurate news, always go to ecr.co.za and click on news and traffic.
Too much month and not enough end. Luckily, you have these two. Stacey and J Sbu. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on East Coast Radio.